Right. Yes, take chat with front row then.
Would you like to do a James Bond film, something like that?
Yes, I would. I'd love to. Again, any kind of, you know, I'd drive a taxi, you know, in the middle of Geneva, in one of those funny little things that do. No, it'd be nice to be involved in that, you know. In a sense, Tomb Raider experience was on a par with that, because of course the budget, you know. But obviously James Bond's well established over 40 years now, and to be involved in something like that. Oddly enough, the other day I was fortunate enough, this bloke that I met in Pinewood, he gave me a quick tour of what's happening in Pinewood at the moment. They're building the Ice Palace for the new Bond movie over in the big Bond stage there. And yeah, I mean, to be in a Bond would be a joy, yeah. Particularly something like a sort of twisted baddie, which I think actually came quite well. Okay, let's move round a bit. Let's chat at the end. Come on. We've got plenty of time, so I think we'll be good.
You sort of define swimming about that and what's it mean?
Right. I don't know who thought of this. I presume Doug thought of it, Doug Naylor. I can't remember, it wasn't one of those lines that we spent on. Yeah, it was definitely Doug, that one. It wasn't sort of sitting around a room sort of trying to invent it, it was him. It sort of means, you know, this mission, I'm going to go away and sort of solve a few political problems here, kill off several armies over there, and sort of test fly this, that and the other, and fly around the universe a few million times, and I'll be back on time, so have the kipper hot, and, you know, I'll be there, back normal, back home, you know, no problem. So that was Ace, you know, I mean, doing all those things, solving political problems, you know, rescuing planets and everything. He could do that with the same, he does that with the same sort of ease that we go down and buy a copy of The Sun. You know, or fill our car up with petrol. You know, that's Ace. So swimming your kipper is sort of, it's like, you know, your dad or whoever saying, all right, love, put the kettle on, I'll have a cup of tea when you get back. Yeah? I'll be about 10 minutes. That's what it's saying, really. Well, look, I said it with that in my head. Doug will probably tell me it meant something else, but it's pretty late now. Okay, somewhere over there again.
What's the hardest impression you have to do?
Well, if an impression's hard, I don't bother doing it. I just butt out, really. And on Spinning Image, we had a few impressions that just were not easy to do. You know, if you can't do an impression, you sort of do either a caricature or just almost an invented voice and use the words in the scene or sketch to carry it through. Like, I think Frank Boff we had to do, and no one could really work out what Frank Boff sounds like, you know, but we all knew what allegedly, and proved actually what he used to do with his spare time occasionally. So that was what the scene was about, but no one could really work out how, I think, you know, John Lloyd, the producer, said, right guys, we need a Frank Boff, come on, let's hear some Frank Boffs, you know? So I think I might have gone to the microphone and went, hi, welcome to Grandstand, and big day today because we got, and he went, Chris, that sounds remarkably like Chris Barry to me. So, I'd work on it, but let's have someone else. So, you know, characters like that. And if you look at the, it wasn't me who did it, obviously, but the Queen Mother, back in the Spinning Image days, that was done by Steve Nallon. They couldn't really distinguish between her actual voice, at the time anyway, and the Queen's voice. It would have been a slightly croakier, older version of the Queen's voice, wouldn't it? Let's speak that usual royally kind of RP kind of accent. But Steve says, well, I'll do her as Beryl Reid, how about that? And everyone went, what? What do you want? And then he did it, and it worked. And, you know, it became a very memorable voice. So yeah, if you can't do an impersonation, you just don't really bother trying. You just wait until something comes along, until you find the key, you know, the key to an impersonation.
like with Tony Blair, it's that sort of vacant, kind of wide-eyed sort of attempt at total sincerity, doesn't it? It says things like, instead of saying do it, he'll go, we've got to do it. And it's important that we do it. If we don't do it, no one's going to wait for us to do it tomorrow. We should do that.
So, do you know what I mean? Until you get those little keys, you know, no one does it. You know, you can't sort of do it. And I think every impersonator will probably tell you that. You know, with a particular character, just wait for that one. Like Bob Geldof, I remember it was. At first, everyone thought, well, he's got quite a nasal kind of voice. You know, but lots of people with a nasal kind of Irish voice. Bob Geldof thrusts his mouth out like this. Spoken, held it just there, you see, like that, and things coming from the back of the throat as well as the nose. And just started, all you do is add a few naughty words and get really strident into it.
Bob Geldof impersonation.
Of course, with William Hague, it was that public speaking skill that he had been to, you see. And that jovial, that was a complete asshole. But of course, we'll know the end of that story, don't we? But apparently, a riveting public speaker. And on that note, okay, we'll stay over there, and we'll move on to the centre section.
In the upcoming movie, hopefully. We prefer to play Rimmer as an alt Rimmer as a regular person.
Well, it's both the same Rimmer, really, isn't it? I mean, it's just a twat you can touch and a twat you can't, really. Well, no, it's an interesting question. I mean, hopefully the possibilities, you know, for both there. But I mean, to me, I mean, whether he's got the H on his head or not, there's no, in many ways, there's not an awful lot of difference. The frustration is heightened, in a sense, after the accident, because, you know, he's dead, as it were. But, no, I just enjoy playing Rimmer, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I think he's developed really well over the years, and in Series 8, I really got a kick out of sort of almost sitting back on it and not being so rigidly, hideously over the top, and just sort of almost the resignation crept into Rimmer that you know, at times, I mean, a lot of the time, yes, obviously there was a lot of energy and a lot of alien attentive, but some of the stuff was a lot, you know, more controlled, I suppose, and you know, I look forward to almost playing maybe other aspects of Rimmer that we might have visited before, but in earlier series, to play those sort of now with what I know after 13 years might be interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Let's